Shalom. Call Haloyim Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem Kudash and Shani Kabada Kadawala Requab the Kwanyim Nawa Washala Yakim Nawa. That is double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And Shalom Wabarakim Labakayam Shiyasharala. And that's peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. And as always, to the confusion of faces, meaning those who look like the other nations, but whose spirits resonate with the truth, and I believe in that faith in Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, and Yahushua, the only begotten Son. To all you brothers out there, no matter how you look, pushing this word in truth and in sincerity, I want to say peace and blessings to you all. So this article was written yesterday, Wednesday, January 2nd, 2019, the year of the Karagma, and it's uploaded on CNN.com. And this article is titled Democratic Republic of Congo Internet Shutdown Shows How Chinese Censorship Tactics Are Spreading. Okay, so I'm going to jump right into it. And of course, brothers that are in the know or have their spiritual eyes open according or by the spirit of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, understand that what I want to get into in this video is talking about the famine of the word. Okay? Or as a matter of fact, that'll just be obviously the name of this video. So it says, first paragraph, as citizens of the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, pointlessly refresh their web browsers this week, they may be getting a preview of just what Chinese crafted cyberspace rules look like. The DRC, or Democratic Republic of Congo, on Monday became the latest country to cut its people off from the internet as voters await the results of this week's highly contested presidential election. Internet and social media shutdowns have become more and more common across Africa and Asia in recent years, particularly as authoritarian governments look to China as the model for controlling what people can say and do online. This is very important to understanding in terms of biblical prophecy, because we're in these days in which an economic collapse could happen at any moment. And when an economic collapse happens, what the elites of the society are going to do, which are the elites of the so-called white people, they are the biblical Edomites, what they're going to do is they're going to have, what am I thinking of? Basically, for lack of a better phrase, a power outage. There's going to be a power outage in which they're going to cut off all communication devices, no more phones, no more texting, no more internet, no more YouTube. And at that point, Esau is going to come out with some kind of order out of chaos. And he's going to create the solution for his own created problem. And that solution is a new world order in which Esau Edom wants to microchip the entire world. If you don't know by now, the microchip is the mark of the beast. And it will be pushed heavily this year. That's what we believe. Now, with all that being said, it's important to get this understanding now, because one of the ways in which we prophesy and we edify the body and we put out this information, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, this truth, is by the internet. Not only do we go out there and prophesy on the highways and byways in season and out of season every single week, whether it be on Saturdays, Fridays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, whatever day of the week it is that camps go out, we also throughout the week put out videos, obviously such as this, in which we break down scriptures, we uplift and exhort brothers, we edify at the end of the day, we motivate, right? But the time is going to surely come to pass very, very, very soon in which this internet is going to be shut off. We won't be making videos anymore. There's going to be what's called a famine of the word. It's going to be scarce. Like, what does famine mean? A famine means a lack of or scarcity of food. Well, there's going to be a lack of or scarcity of truth, of wine, of this knowledge. Okay? And it's going to be all for the purpose of controlling what people can say and do online, in which Esau Edom is striving to do their best to control the narrative. But of course, the scriptures say what? The king's heart are in the hands of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And that's who's in control. I mentioned it in my last video. We understand biblical prophecy, and so do the elites out of the nation of Esau Edom. The main difference is that they believe they can upset prophecy. And they believe that by shutting off the internet, then now we can no longer make these videos and put them on YouTube, and therefore he thinks he can upset prophecy by controlling the narrative and shutting off this internet. But it's not going to work. Okay, let's read maybe a few more paragraphs. Speaking to Reuters Tuesday, a senior advisor to DRC President Joseph Kabila said internet and text messaging services were shut down to preserve public after fictitious results were circulated on social media. Okay, let's jump around a little bit. Let's go to right here. We're going to read maybe a few more paragraphs and then get some scriptures. Growing trend, it says, internet shutdowns have spiked sharply around the world in recent years, rising from 75 in 2016 to almost 190 last year. We've seen an increased number of intentional government-sponsored internet disruptions in the past 3 years. The techniques used by governments to shut down the internet vary from total blackouts to targeted throttling or blocking of specific applications, in which, let's say they decide not to shut down the entire internet. Well, at the very least, we understand it and believe that they're going to shut down YouTube. Or at the very least, I'll also say, make it very, 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 very hard to access. In which ultimately they're going to shut it down. We understand that, because it's going to be a blackout. Okay. Let's keep reading. Blah, 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 blah. Right here. In the past 3 months, partial or full internet and social media shutdowns have been reported in the DRC, Sudan, and Cameroon. The effects of an internet shutdown go beyond simply cutting off people's access to information, because as you keep reading it, it affects how much that country is losing. Okay, last paragraph right here. Shutdowns are a blunt instrument for interrupting the spread of disinformation online. By cutting off service during such incidents, governments often deny entire cities and provinces access to communication tools at a time when they may need them the most, whether to dispel rumors, check in with family members, or avoid dangerous areas. Okay, and that's going to lead right into these scriptures. Okay, Amos 8 verse 11, because everybody's going to be seeking wisdom, truth, understanding, wine during these times to come. Amos 8 and 11, behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Verse 12 says, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and shall not find it. Because at this point, it's going to be very, very, very scarce to get the understanding. Okay, let's go to Isaiah 24. I brought this out yesterday in my video. I'm going to give verse 11. It says, there is a crying for wine in the streets. This wine in the scriptures is symbolic of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It says, there is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. Why is that? Because an economic collapse is coming to America. An economic collapse or crisis is coming to America. And with that being said, there's going to be what's called a famine of the word. There's going to be a blackout. no more power. All communication devices are going to be shut down. No more internet, no more YouTube, no more cell phones, no more calling, no more texting. Okay? Cities are going to be quarantined, meaning sectioned off and blocked off. Martial law is coming to America. People are going to be wondering what's going on. That's what it means by there's going to be a crying for wine in the streets. People are going to be seeking understanding, which is going to lead me into my next scripture. 2nd Ezra chapter 5, verse 8. No. 2nd Ezra 5, verse 9. It says, and salt water shall be found in the sweet, because there's going to be a famine, and all friends shall destroy one another, because an economic collapse is coming. Then, meaning at that point, at that moment, then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into his secret chamber, and shall be sought of many. What's going to be sought of many? Understanding and wit, meaning wisdom. And it shall be sought of many, and yet not be found. Then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied upon earth. Why? Because the scriptures prophesy of what? Let's end off on this, okay? 2nd Ezra chapter 15. I'm going to jump down to verse 16. 2nd Ezra 15, verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and in invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, which are your modern day police, government officials, Senate, Congress, so on and so forth. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. This is martial law. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. This is why there's going to be a crying for wine in the streets. This is why there's going to be a famine of the word. People aren't going to be knowing what's going on, which is why the scriptures say what? A man at this time is going to be more precious than gold. But that's not just any man. That's going to be a man of the Lord that has knowledge. Okay? And I'm going to end off right there. Okay? You can continue reading this chapter if you want. Goes more into it. But with that being said, hey, seek ye the Lord while he may be found, while these evil days draw nigh, or before they draw nigh. You know, Salaki, if I misquoted that, let me get it actually, just because I know where it is. Okay, Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth. It says, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Okay, we'll read verse 2. That's all according to the Spirit. Verse 2. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after their rain. Now that's going to physically manifest itself, but it's also speaking spiritually. So what does this represent? The sun or the light or the moons or stars not being darkened represents what? When it does happen, it represents no more wisdom or knowledge in the streets anymore. There's no more light, okay? So with that being said, remember the Creator right now in the days of thy youth. I wanted to bring this out right now because, hey, brothers, you know, watch videos when you can, while you still have it. You know, all the videos in your watch later, I know I have at least 30 in there right now that through the Spirit I hope I can get to. But, you know, get to your watch later videos. Download them if you can. All right. So you have them for later. With that being said, I want to say, call halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Akakwadash. I pray that this was edifying to the elect, and double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect.